Thanks for joining us today as we go over the top 10 teams that have the best shot to win the Super Bowl 49, starting with the Broncos at 7-1. And how can they not be number one after setting nearly every possible offensive record last year? It's not exactly easy for a 38-year-old quarterback to play all 16 games. Peyton Manning has been amazingly durable, but if he misses, say, 1 or 2 games, you're looking at Brock Osweiler as the backup. Also, the losses of Noshan Moreno and Eric Decker could be felt. More so Moreno because neither Monty Ball or Ronnie Hillman grabbed that starting running back job when they had the chance last year. Ball also has a fumbling problem. The number 2 on the list are the New Orleans Saints, who bookies set at 20-1. If this were simply in-home games, Drew Brees and company would be the number 1 on this list. Here's the problem. Last year at home, Drew Brees completed 73.6% of his passes for 27 touchdowns and 3 interceptions, and rating of 126.3 that would have led the NFL. On the road, on the other hand, he completed 64% of his throws for 12 touchdowns and 9 interceptions with a rating of 84.8%. That was the middle of the pack. The Saints really need home field advantage in the playoffs, but at least there's no outdoor cold weather games for the Super Bowl this season. The number 3 team on the list are the Philadelphia Eagles, which bookies have at 22-1. And now that the players in Chip Kelly's offense have adjusted to it for the season, they should play even faster in 2014. They won't obviously be steamrolling teams like Kelly did in Oregon, but they will catch many of them off guard. And yes, the Deshaun Jackson loss hurts, but Jeremy Maclin should be able to replace him. Plus, the Eagles added Vanderbilt's receiver Jordan Matthews in the second round of the draft. Trade acquisition Darren Sproles couldn't find a better fit for this talented team than in his offense. It's a shame this team doesn't play in a dome, though. The number 4 team on the list are the New England Patriots, who bookies have at 8-1. And it's a shame that New England couldn't hang on to free agent running back LeGarrette Blount. He emerged as a late-season beast for the Pats in 2013. Tom Brady unfortunately still lacks that game-breaking number 1 wide receiver like Randy Moss did. Danny Amendola and Julian Edelman are just underneath slot players. Then, of course, there's Rob Gronkowski issue, which raises up a lot of flags for the team. The number 5 team are the Green Bay Packers, who bookies have at 12-1. And here's all I'm saying. Aaron Rodgers threw for 2,536 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions in essentially only 8 games last season. So double that, presuming that he plays all 16 in 2014. Electric wide receiver Randall Cobb also should put in huge numbers after being limited to 6 regular season games. He caught that epic last-minute touchdown pass to beat the Bears in Week 17 for the NFC North. Finally, you have the expected improvement of Rookie of the Year, Eddie Lacy. The number 6 team on our list are the Detroit Lions at 50-1. If the new coaching staff can get Matthew Stafford to cut down on the mistakes, this offense could be practically unstoppable. It's impossible to guard all of Calvin Johnson, Golden Tate, tight ends Brandon Pettigrew, and Eric Braun. We've also got the running back Reggie Bush coming out of the backfield. It wouldn't be a surprise if at least Stafford leads the NFL in passing yards. The number 7 team on our list are the Chicago Bears at 20-1. And when is the last time someone thought that the Bears offense might be the top 10 in the NFL entering a season? As recently as 2012, the Bears finished 29th in total yards and 16th in points. However, that was under defensive head coach Lovie Smith. For once, the Bears tried an offensive guy, and Mark Trestman worked wonders in 2013. It's all now on Jay Cutler to be healthy as he can be, and maybe he might have a chance to play in a Super Bowl. The number 8 team are the Washington Redskins at 50-1. If new head coach Jay Gruden could turn Andy Dalton into a very good regular season quarterback, what can he do now with a fully healthy Robert Griffin III? Even with all of RG3's issues last year and the Redskins finishing 9th in total offense, now he's happy with a new regimen, and you could add Deshaun Jackson to make him a little bit more happier. The number 9 team on our list are the Atlanta Falcons, who bookies have at 28-1. In 2012, on the way of the NFC title game, the Falcons were the number 8 in the NFL in total yards and number 7 in points. Last year, on the way to a 4-12 mark, the Falcons slipped to number 14 and number 20 respectively. Expect 2012 numbers this season. The offensive line problem has been addressed. Julio Jones is healthy. True, tight end Tony Gonzalez will be missed, but the running game can only get better from last year's disaster. Dead last. And the last team on our list are the Arizona Cardinals, who bookies have at 40-1. And it's now clear that Bruce Arians is a heck of a good coach. He worked wonders in Indianapolis as the interim guy in 2012 and turned around the Cardinals as head coach last year. Arizona was number 12th in yards. So if Carson Palmer can cut down his interceptions, the offensive line can actually block at times, and there's a semblance of a running game, watch out for this team. Also look out for Andre Ellington this season, as he will have a year like Buffalo's C.J. Spiller did in 2012. Well, that's all we have for today. We will be back with more tips and highlights very soon. So if you don't want to miss any of the action, make sure to subscribe to our channel and start winning today. For SBR Forums The Vig, this is Dax Floyd.